Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, to whatever time you're looking at this video. I welcome you all to this demo of data visualization using Tableau. To begin with, we are going to look at business intelligence. We will look at different components and a couple of examples how business intelligence works. After that, we're going to see data visualization. What exactly is data visualization and how is it useful? And then we look at a very interesting use case. After that, we look at Tableau, its components, and the architecture. So without much ado, I think we can get started. So we'll start with business intelligence. You all would have heard this term, business intelligence, somewhere or the other, regarding how exactly an organization needs an intelligence associated with their business. So what exactly is business intelligence? It is the capability of collecting and analyzing internal and external data, where you use some set of methodologies or processes or architectures along with some tools and technologies so that whatever data that you have, you transform that raw data into something which is meaningful and useful. And why do we do all these activities? We do that so that we can generate insights, knowledge, and value for our organization. The idea behind getting these insights is so that we can take decisions at various levels. It can be at strategic, tactical, or operational level. So I've broken it down into small pieces and let's understand each of them one by one. So collecting and analyzing internal and external data, what does that mean? Nowadays, an organization needs data, not just within the organization. So let's say if we talk about Amazon, they're constantly using the data that they have. And not just that, they're also using data coming from third parties or outside data sources so that they can provide you with the best possible experience when you use Amazon. Remember those people who bought this also bought that? Those kind of things? There is business intelligence involved over there. And how do they do that? So they use some methodologies, they use some processes, some architectures, so that whatever products they have, they align it and then they show it to you in a way that they enhance their sales accordingly. That is just one example of how business intelligence work. There are ample of examples within the industry where you can see use of business intelligence. Be it Walmart or be it DMart, everyone uses business intelligence in some shape, form, or other. And the idea behind that is, so from your own data, you get something out of that and you take decisions and you generate insights and you take decisions out of that insight. So that is about business intelligence. Now, we already had a lot of BI reporting tools. Even then after that, we opted for or we developed a data visualization tool. And the reason behind that was a lot of BI reporting tools, they were very static in nature. They had forced hierarchies. They have to work on big data as well. That involves a lot of processing. So that was also taking a lot of toll. That's why a business for reporting part, you now have various data visualization tools. When we talk about data visualization, let's first look at what exactly is data visualization. So to begin with, data visualization, it's a graphical representation of information for analysis and communication. Let's break it down. Graphical representation of information for analysis and communication. Graphical representation, imagine I have a tabular format of data which contains information about different states and the population for that state. I can show that data in form of a table. Yes, I have that. But how about I create a map and for each of the state, I color code those states on the basis of the population. Interesting, right? So that is graphical representation. Because just by looking at that map based on the color code, I can also perform my analysis. So there comes the analysis part. And then you have communication. So whatever you have created, you can share it with others. And this is an era of communication. Socializing whatever you have done becomes very important for us. So it's a graphical representation of information for analysis and communication. How does it help? So it helps us in visual analysis. It helps us in discovery. It helps us in self-exploration of data. Visual analysis is something where just by looking at visuals, you can say that, oh, for a particular point or for a particular year, sales is pretty good. Or why is it that for every third quarter, our sales is dipping? Or why is it that people are going for a particular product? That gives you idea just by looking at the visuals that are there. And it is discovery by the user. So you're not going to sit next to someone and tell them that, see, this is how it is going up, this is how it is, the sales is going down. No, they're going to discover it on their own. It's something which is self-exploration of the data that is there. And that is why data visualization is very important and very useful as well. And nowadays, you can have visual analysis along with forecasting. You can have statistical analysis involved over there. What if kind of analysis as well. So what if I increase the discount by X percentage? What will be the impact on my profit? So such kind of analysis are also available. And last but not the least, visual explanation and communication. So whatever you have created, you can share it with others. You can communicate that with others by representing complex situations into simple visuals and sharing it or publishing your work. Now this communication becomes equally important, and it can be done in various shapes and forms. For example, say if I've created a dashboard and I want to share it with my friends, and I want to show them some interesting analysis that I've done. What I can do is I can directly create a web page and I can publish it over there and share that link, share that URL with all my friends. Another thing that I can do over here is I can create a PDF or an image of whatever I've created and I can share it with others. Just a simple post, publish, send, and yes, your work is out there for everyone. Okay, so that is what data visualization is. Now let's look at a use case from 19th century about a guy called John Snow. So what happened in 19th century, a lot of people were dying in London because of an unknown reason. You can see it over here, a street map of London. So what this guy did, this guy John Snow, what he did, he started creating each of the casualties on a street map of London. You can see over here, a street map of London, and there are small black dots over here. Let me zoom it up for you, something like this. Okay. So this guy, he found that a lot of people are dying around a water pump. He went to the local authorities and told them that, see, we are giving impure water to our citizens and we should do something about it. And initially they didn't pay any heed to what Jon Snow was saying. And later on, the local authorities, they found out that yes, whatever Jon Snow was telling is correct. The water pump was getting connected to a sewage line, because of which they were giving impure water. And Jon Snow was able to do all these things just by creating a visual, by putting casualties on a street map of London like this. So if you're in London, or if you ever get a chance to visit London, go to Broad Street. You'll find a hand pump over there without a handle as a symbol of respect for Jon Snow. So apparently this Jon Snow knows a lot. And that was a Game of Thrones reference in case if anyone watches that. Okay, never mind. So let's move on, and I'm going to show you something on the screen. It will be a quick activity. I'll be showing you something on the screen and I want you to tell me what is written over there, or at least make a note of what is written over there. I know you are watching it on a video, so I would request you to please don't pause this video and read it, because then you will kill the fun behind it. Okay, so yes, I'll be showing it to you only for 2 seconds, and yeah, I hope I'm doing it only for 2 seconds. So here we go. Okay, so tell me, just write it down. I'll give you 10 seconds to write it down at your end. Okay, fine. So I believe you all would have written something like the best liquor in the world, something of that sort. Let's see what it was written over there. So it was the best. In fact, it's not even best. It's the best liqueur in the world. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but yeah. So you see, an interesting thing happened with your brain. Your visual brain came into picture, took a decision way before, way before your analytical brain could even start. And friends, that's what happens with our brain. That's why it is said that 90% of our perceptions are through visuals. That's why it is said that a picture speaks 1,000 words. That's why you have traffic signals, not traffic, you have signals in form of images in visuals. And that's why data visualization is very important as well, because you get a lot just by looking at any visual. Okay, so basically you were mixing it up, and yes. So after that quick activity, it's now time to jump onto Tableau. So here's a quick and dirty definition about Tableau. Tableau is a powerful, flexible application for visually analyzing and communicating information. Powerful in a way because you can connect to a huge data set. Flexible, you can connect to different data sources. Visually analyzing, yes, we are using it for creating visuals, dashboards, so you can create different kind of charts. And communicating information. So whatever you have created, you can share it with others in forms of PDF, by publishing it to your dashboards, by publishing it to your websites, or by publishing it to server. You can also get it in form of images, so on and so forth. Okay, so Tableau is based on three simple concepts: connect, analyze, and share. Connect, where you can connect to data sources that are there. Over here, we have written any database. I generally prefer an asterisk over there, conditions apply. But yes, for most of the data sources that are there in market, uh, for almost all of them, you have Tableau data connections available. Next, you have analyze. That means you can analyze the data, you can view it, you can filter it, you can sort the data. In case if you are willing to create something of your own, you can also create calculations on it, you can reorganize it, you can summarize it, you can do a lot of analysis in terms of uh, for your data that you have. And the last one over here is share. So whatever you have created, you can share the results with others by sharing the workbook that you have created, or you can publish it to Tableau server. Or what you can do is you can create a packaged workbook and share it with Tableau readers. You can do all those activities under share. Now you must be wondering, what is talking about Tableau Desktop or Tableau server or Tableau reader? So these are different components of Tableau which are available. Let's have a quick look at them as well. So over here we have Tableau Desktop and Tableau server. Tableau Desktop is a desktop application using which you can connect to data and you can create visuals. It is 10 to 100 times faster than the existing solutions that are there. That is what Tableau claims. And yes, it is built on a breakthrough technology that will translate pictures of data into optimized data queries and helps you to identify trends, patterns, so on and so forth. A lot of students, they come to me and ask that we are completely new to this tool. Can we learn this tool? I tell them that, see, as a teacher, I expect only two things from my student. One, logic, two, data information. So if you think you have logic and you know you can understand data, then you can easily work on this tool. You don't have to write any script, you don't have to be a wizard over here, and you can easily create beautiful dashboards and share it using Tableau Desktop. Now, when we talk about sharing, next comes Tableau Server. So Tableau Server is a browser or a mobile-based insight that anyone can use. Whatever you have created using Tableau Desktop, you can publish it on Tableau Server. It is something which is easy to set and easy to use as well. And yes, These servers, just like you log into your Gmail account or you log into your Facebook account, these servers are password protected. So once when you create anything, if you want to publish it, you first have to log into servers and then you can publish your stuff over there. You can also use the URL after publishing and you can share it with others. And yes, you can define different access permissions to different users. You can perform automations as well over there. You can perform various kind of securities. You can add different security layers to your server and whatnot. So that is about Tableau Desktop and Tableau Server. In case if you're willing to learn Tableau Desktop, I would suggest you can get in touch with me. I'll be sharing the details after this session. So we will be majorly focusing on Tableau Desktop, and for Tableau Server, we'll use Tableau Online. If you're wondering what Tableau Online is, hold on, you'll get that as well. Next, you have Tableau Prep. So Tableau Prep is meant for data preparation. It is something which is easy to use and very intuitive. It's a flow-based tool, or it's a flow. You generate a flow over here where you drag and drop items, where you create filters, split, rename, pivot. You can do all those activities using Tableau Prep. After that, you have Tableau Public, which is for anyone who wants to tell interactive data stories on the web. Tableau Public is delivered as a service, so you can be up and running right now, and you can connect to the data sources. You can create visuals and you can publish them in form of websites, and you can create web pages without writing a single line of code. So it helps a lot in community building. It helps a lot in showcasing your work to other Tableau Public Portal members as well. After that, we have Tableau Reader, something which is very popular with senior folks. So it's a free desktop application where you can just open and use and view the visuals that are being created on Tableau Desktop. Now, just like you create a dashboard and you want someone to, play around with it, and they don't want a heavy application, they want something which is light and user friendly, using which they can only read it. So they go ahead with Tableau Reader. And one thing that you have to keep in mind in terms of Tableau Reader is that you should always include the data whenever you're sharing any workbook for Tableau readers. And yes, you can, the person who is using Tableau Reader, they can interact with it. They can apply filters, they can drill down, they can do all the activities based on whatever author allows them to do. That is about Tableau Reader. And the last one is Tableau Online, which is SaaS version of Tableau Server, software as a service version of Tableau Server, that makes business intelligence faster and easier. So whatever you create, you can publish it to Tableau Online, and works in similar manner as that of Tableau Server, with a few differences compared to Tableau Server. And in case if you want to get used to Tableau Online, you can easily used to Tableau Server, you can easily pick Tableau Online to understand how Tableau Server can work for various aspects that are there. And for our session purpose, we focus on Tableau Online to understand Tableau Server, but our content is majorly Tableau Desktop. Anyways, moving on, let's look at where all these components they sit. So we have a Tableau Desktop, or consider yourself as this in orange over here, right at the center. This is a bird's eye view of a rough architecture of where these components are and how they can be used for various conditions. So on the left, you have different data sources. Dot hyper that you see is the Tableau extract. Earlier it was .tde, Tableau data extract, but later on there was an update, and after that it was .hyper. What exactly is a Tableau extract? Tableau extract is something where Tableau creates or converts the data into its own readable format for better processing, which is basically a snapshot of data, and you can refresh it to get the latest data that is there. So that is a quick intro about what Tableau extracts are. Now, so over here, you can use Tableau Desktop or Tableau Public, and you can query the data source and you can get the result. Or what you can do is you can also create an extract, something like this. In case if you're interested in preparing the data, you can use Tableau Prep by querying the data and getting the result. And you can generate the data, generate the output, and you can either publish it to Tableau server or to the data source as well. Whatever data you have, once when you're connected to the data, you will start with your analysis of generating a dashboard, doing your analysis, and that might involve creating different worksheets, creating different views, performing calculated fields, so on and so forth. So you generate a dashboard, something like this, and now you can use that dashboard and share it with Tableau Reader. So here goes Tableau Reader. So remember that one thing which I told you to keep in mind in terms of Tableau Reader, that whenever you share content with Tableau Reader, always share the data. Now you'll understand why, because Tableau Reader has no connection with the data source. So you have Tableau Reader over here, and there is no connection with the data source. That's why. You can also share files for static readers, something like this over here in form of PDFs, images, PPTs, and you can publish it. You can publish the dashboard to Tableau server. Now, this is Tableau server, where you have a security layer. Tableau server will query the data source and will fetch the result for you. Will hold the data in the cache. You have a repository. You have management and automation layer, which is very helpful. Let's say if I have an Australian client who logs in my morning or late night, and they are asking me to drop an email every morning by the time they start with an image of the dashboard, so that they can have a look at it and they can get an idea around how the progress is. So for that, I'm not going to wake up at let's say 3 in the morning or 1 in the morning or maybe 10 at night and draft an email and send them. No, I'll automate that entire process by using subscriptions. There are similar kind of automations that you can do in terms of alert as well with Tableau server. And yes, you can perform management as well using Tableau server. Using Tableau server, you can also create files for static readers. They're called as static because they cannot modify it. They view it in form of PDFs or images. So that's why they are static readers. And yes, then you have your Tableau Online in the end, which is more like SaaS version of Tableau server. So I've seen organizations, they use Tableau server majorly. I've also worked with organizations who use Tableau Online for their online activity, where they don't want to stress a lot around the server part, and they just want to go and use it directly as a service. So they go with Tableau Online as well. Okay, so this was the architecture about Tableau, different components that are there. This is the Gartner report talking about the gold standard for BI analytics reporting. You can see Tableau is in leaders quadrant over here. Tableau is in leaders quadrant for past 8-9 years since I'm associated with Tableau. So that talks about Tableau. These are some numbers which were shared by my students, so I thought that I can just put it up over here for you to have a look at it. Okay, so yes, with this we come to an end for our demo session. And yeah, before we move, my name is Niket, and I have more than 10 years of working experience. A lot of that into Tableau. I've seen Tableau grow, and I also feel that I've grown with this particular tool. And I enjoy teaching. So in case if you want to learn Tableau, you have my email ID right over here at the bottom. Feel free to drop me an email and we can work around this. In terms of teaching or in terms of Tableau sessions, we are going to majorly focus on Tableau Desktop, as I've mentioned it during the session. And we'll work on Tableau server using Tableau Online. I have already a question bank of more than 200 questions for assignments. So I'll be sharing that with you as well. Along with that, I also help my students with certificates and interviews. So I have, based on my experience, I have some certification questions as well that I'll share you. Along with that, some probable certification questions that I feel can be asked. So I'll be sharing that with you along with interview questions. During my sessions, I work on two different approaches where I also give people, my students to work on two projects. One where we work during our session, something which is very common and something where I can help you more like hand holding. And the other one is where I just give you the problem statement and the data and I ask you to work on it. So like that, we also cover two different approaches. And yeah, so I consider myself as, as a learner and a teacher over here, because I enjoy sharing the knowledge that I have, and also, getting something or facing tough questions from my students. I like that as well. So in case if you're willing to learn Tableau, feel free to get in touch with me. And I'm also planning to share more videos around Tableau and other activities. So in case if you like this, feel free to share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe this. With that, thank you very much and stay safe.